The Amityville Horror, the true haunting of 112 Ocean Avenue, the house on Ocean Avenue. Long Island, New York, a peaceful suburban town called Amityville. Beautiful lawns, white fences, and quiet streets. But at 112 Ocean Avenue, peace ended forever on a cold November night in 1974. This is not just a story of murder. It's a story of fear, madness, and something evil. The DeFeo murders. On November 13th, 1974, Ronald DeFeo Jr. took a rifle and murdered his entire family while they slept. His parents, 2 brothers, and 2 sisters. 6 victims, all shot face down in their beds. No one screamed, no one ran. Police were baffled. The neighbors heard nothing except faint gunshots. Ronald DeFeo confessed, saying, "Once I started, I couldn't stop. It went so fast." Later, he told another story, that voices in the house made him do it. A year later, the Lutz family moves in. George and Kathy Lutz purchased the house at a bargain price, just $80,000 for a 5-bedroom home. They knew about the murders, but believed they could bring new life to the place. They moved in with their 3 children on December 18th, 1975. But from the first night, something felt wrong. The air was cold, unnaturally cold. Strange smells filled the rooms, a mix of perfume and decay. Their dog, Harry, refused to enter the house. He barked endlessly at the front door. The first week, whispers and shadows. The Lutz family began to notice changes. George, once kind and cheerful, became angry and distant. He woke up at 3:15 a.m. every night, the same time the DeFeo murders happened. He would wander through the house, hearing whispers that seemed to call his name. "George, come down." The children saw shadows moving across their walls, doors slammed shut by themselves. Kathy had vivid dreams, seeing the murders replaying in her mind as if she'd been there. The cold room and the red room. One of the strangest discoveries came from their daughter, Missy. She began speaking to an imaginary friend named Jody, a pig-like creature with glowing red eyes. The parents thought it was just imagination, until they saw it too, standing outside her window. Then came the cold room, an area in the basement that was icy cold, even in the middle of winter. Behind one wall, George discovered a small hidden door, painted red. Inside, a tiny room smelling of death and filled with strange stains. Their dog refused to go near it. The possession of George Lutz. As days passed, George changed more. He stopped eating. He stopped working. He chopped firewood for hours, obsessed with the fireplace. Kathy began to fear him. His eyes were dark and he muttered about the voices. He said, "It wants me to stay warm." The house seemed alive, feeding on him. One morning, George woke to find a black slime oozing from the walls. Crosses they hung had turned upside down. Kathy found bite marks on her body, though no one had touched her. The priest's visit. A priest, Father Mancuso, came to bless the house. As he sprinkled holy water, a voice hissed from nowhere, "Get out!" He was slapped across the face by invisible hands. Driving home, his car filled with the stench of excrement. He fell ill for weeks. He told George, "Don't sleep in that house another night." But they stayed. The escalation. Flies and fear. In January, a swarm of flies appeared in the house, thousands of them covering the walls and ceiling. It was freezing outside. No windows open. They died instantly when swatted, only to reappear the next day. The children's beds shook violently. Kathy levitated from her sleep. George saw eyes staring at him through the window, glowing red. The final night. On the 28th night, everything exploded. Doors slammed open and shut. Green slime dripped from the ceiling. The walls pulsed as if breathing. A voice screamed from the house itself, "Get out now!" The Lutz family grabbed their children and ran into the snow. They never returned. When investigators entered days later, the house was empty, but the air was freezing cold, and the same stench of death filled the halls. Investigation and mystery. Paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren later visited the home. They recorded voices, cold spots, and even captured a photo of what appeared to be a ghostly boy peering from a doorway. The Warrens declared the house infested with demonic energy. Skeptics called it a hoax, but those who entered the home spoke of nausea, chills, and the sense of being watched. The Lutz family refused to return. They abandoned all their belongings. Aftermath and legacy. Books, documentaries, and movies followed. The Amityville Horror became a cultural phenomenon. Some claim the Lutz story was exaggerated for fame. Others believe the evil in that house was real, awakened by the DeFeo murders, and never truly gone. The house still stands today, though its address has been changed. New owners report peace, but locals still whisper that on certain nights, lights flicker on and shadows move behind the windows. End message. The story of the Amityville Horror remains one of the chilling hauntings in American history, a blend of true crime, fear, and the unknown. But one question still lingers. Did evil create the murders, or did the murders awaken the evil?